Okay, the amount of annoying videos I see on a daily basis, the pro-Palestine people are actually worse than the BLM people were, which I didn't even know that was possible. Whatever you think you're doing for your cause, you're hurting it a million times more. And if you're so fond of a place, I suggest you leave America and you go there and you fight for that thing that you believe so strongly about. It has no place here anymore. I'm frankly very over it. This is a subject I don't even like and I don't even talk about because I don't agree with a lot of shit on both sides. But these people are like actually the worst. America's so bad. On your Whittle College campus your parents paid for. The worst. Oh, and ready for this. This is a kicker. You're not gonna like this one. You know who's not blocking airports? You know who's not blocking me from getting inside a coffee shop? My Jewish friends, because they're all at work making money. Let's get into our next segment, which is the newest viral video I did, which has gone natural. You know what's weird? We were talking about it. It depends which website you're on. If you're on Twitter, I think Ian Miles Chong posted it, and he was like, this girl is upset the woke mob on college campuses. I think most of those comments were probably from conservative and Republicans, so those went relatively well. And then there was another gentleman who tweeted me next to the KKK. So I'm not really sure. I guess that got taken in a different direction. Apparently, I thought he said I was racist and I had taken my clean hood off and I was finally revealing who I really am. I have no idea what me saying about the Palestinian. Sorry, I'm not even saying, I've never said anything about the Palestinian people. I said things about the activists. The activists are all the woke white children at all the college campuses right now. So I don't even know why everyone on the left has to bring race into everything. If you go to my stitches on my videos, because there's millions of them, every single thing is about my hair color, which is fake. It's actually brown, so you can stop calling me blonde. I'm not. And the color of my skin, which is so funny because I'm like, these are the people that are like, color of your skin should never matter, should never be racist. Unless it's towards a white woman, then let that bitch see hell, apparently. So that's what I'm currently going through. So that's been really fun. I've never seen a video that radiates this much white privilege in my life. Once again, I don't even know what this has to do with being white whatsoever. And then it says, the comments cooked her racist ass too. She deserved it, honestly. Oh, and by the way, my comment they're talking about, where I was being inherently racist, says, I will personally pay for your ticket to Palestine. Email me. That's, what do you mean? That once again, it has no, I've never mentioned race. I've never mentioned skin tone. I have no idea. And so, yeah, so they've just been having meltdowns. And so the point of my video, what I said was, you guys, by behaving that, first of all, we've seen it all. The college campuses the past couple of days, it's been insane. They're looting, they're spray painting, they're blocking kids from going to class. They had their graduation canceled, which I'm like, damn, you guys got hit with COVID. Now you got hit with this, which sucks. I'm like, what do these like poor, innocent kids do like to deserve this? So, you know, and then, I mean, they're being absolutely clinically insane. Like everyone's saying, you're going up to Alec Baldwin at a coffee shop. Like Alec Baldwin gives a fuck about Palestine. He just shot someone and he's at a coffee shop. I don't think he's like the humanitarian that you guys were dying to get. So they're like, say it. And I'm like, it's just, my video is like, you guys are just annoying. This is annoying behavior. If the other side can be annoying too. And I've called them out on it and they've been very petty at times, but it's like, it doesn't help when you're annoying. And the whole point is I made that part of the video. And then the last part of the video was the joke. And I said, my Jewish friends are all working, making money because they're smart, which is a fucking fact. They don't go to protests. They're all working. They're all in offices. They're all, they're all landlords in their parents' buildings that they bought and kicked poor people out of. So they can't afford to live here anymore. Oh, you chime in whenever you feel like it.
Oh my God.
Hey, I love for you to chime in. But no, and it's just funny because I was just like, I really, like in the beginning, and I was like, oh, these people are kind of dramatic. There's no anti-Semitism, blah, blah. I posted out to dinner with my Jewish girlfriend, and she literally like messaged me, and she was like, Emily, this is scary. People are like saying like I'm a Zionist pig, and they're gonna behead me. And I mean, the messages I've got are like gnarly. Like literally about how like they won't stop until my accounts are taken down. I'm dead. I die of cancer. Funniest thing is I'm like, you can't sit here and say you're a good person because you care about human lives while simultaneously sending me the craziest death threats I've ever seen in my life. And I've never experienced this. I've said everything controversial on the planet at this point I think you can think of. This is on a level where I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is crazy. And I'm like, the whole point is they're never going to join the side that acts like this. And I think now people are getting over it. Plus, it's like, a lot of it's like, I'm sorry, it's the situation in Palestine is not funny. It's heartbreaking. It's horrible. I think our corrupt government is kind of in charge in that. And I don't think anything we do is really going to make a difference, unfortunately. But, certainly the college campus thing right now is not making a difference. And especially when you can't take down an American flag. Like, that's not a good look. At least when I'm like, look, I tell all my Jewish friends, I'm like, go protest, do whatever you want. As long as you have that Israeli flag and there's an American flag next to it, I am more than supportive of you guys. You can't be like, I love people, I'm a humanitarian, but I'm going to send every person that disagrees with me death threats. And then they flag my account. My accounts have all almost been taken down from mass reporting. Very smart on their part. I see what you're doing. Doesn't work though, because I know how to get around that. But you did manage to get my non-binary TikTok down. So congrats on that. I should probably stop talking about it. That would be the smart thing to do. My friends encourage me to stop talking about it. But now every time I talk about it, it gets millions of views. So we're probably going to ride this train a little bit longer until something more exciting comes around. Once again, I support everyone's right to protest. I think at this point, I've been to protests. Actually, that's how I went very viral and lost my first job because I was holding the sign that said, I smoke crack with Hunter Biden with a MAGA hat on outside of a Recall Newsom rally.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, lost my job because of that.
Those were the days, right?
Yeah, hey, those were the days, though, when rallies were fun. Like, everyone was kind of stupid and silly, and we all had, like, our little stupid signs, and we thought we were badass because we were badass because we were holding signs and, like, skipped work that day. You know what I mean? It was never, like, violent. We were never screaming anything. We were never in people's faces, like, filming them. These things, like, now are, like, my friends invite me to go. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not fucking nuts. I'm not going to one of these things. These are not fun anymore. They all have masks on, which I'm like, first of all, when I was protesting, I had my face out there because I was proud and I believed in what I'm protesting. Wearing a mask and a headscarf is funny, whatever they call it, because I'm like, you're hiding who you are, which makes me immediately think you're a fucking coward and you don't even believe in this shit. And at this point, I'm like, activism is truly just for losers. If you really cared what was going on, there's two options. You get involved locally, like I do, because you can make a difference locally. The odds of you making a difference on a big scale, let's just say impossible, okay? Realistically, impossible. It doesn't even matter if you're like me and get millions of views. Never gonna make a fucking difference. Or you can go to the place and you can make a difference there. And they're like, well, we can't go there. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. But also, you're playing a bit of a victim. You did go slaughter a bunch of people who are fucking innocent at a rave. I don't know what you thought they were gonna do. I think it's good that they defend themselves. It's gone a little gnarly, I'll say, but at the same time, I'm like, well, you started it, and now there's fucking consequences, and, you can't expect them to just sit around and let them, let you guys slaughter their people, unfortunately, but I'm not pro children dying, I'm not pro innocent people dying. In a perfect world, this wouldn't be happening. You also elected officials that love war, including Mr. Joseph Biden, who loves war. I think this wouldn't have happened under Trump. That's just me, because they would have known not to fuck around because they would find out. And it's crazy because at the protest yesterday, for the first time ever, you had MAGA people and the crazy Palestine people, and they were both screaming, fuck Joe Biden together, which was like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And I was like, well, it looks like we're healing. Granted, none of these people are even going to vote Trump at this point. So I'm like, it doesn't even really fucking matter, but they're going to double down. So I'm like, that was the video. Good to see you guys missed the entire point of that, including the humor and the joke. The things that are happening are horrible, and there's nothing I can do, and nothing you guys do is going to make a difference either. And the joke was literally in that video. I never once said I'm pro-Israel, and I never once said I'm anti-Palestine or anything happening there. No idea what it has to do with race. I don't understand. It is so fucking blown out of proportion. Also, like, you're allowed to be an American and have an opinion on things. Me and my boyfriend recently saw Civil War, which was incredible. It's crazy. They stopped to get gas at one point. They're like, we'll give you $300 for a tank or something. And they're like, $300 is like nothing. And they're like, Canadian. And then it's just like, it turns all dramatic and you're like, oh shit. Okay, that means probably our dollar has collapsed. It's worth nothing. And at this point, we're going basically a barter system, which is interesting because I have been talking about buying and investing in gold for a long time. And lucky for us, now we get to partner with a gold company, but it's not just gold. It's also silver. Everything is going to be linked. It's going to be in my bio on Instagram. It's going to be on my website, everywhere you can go. So you will get up to $15,000 in free silver on your first order with American Hartford Gold. We're going to give you the website. It's offers.americanhartfordgold.com/Emily. You can also call 866-788-7085, or you can text Emily to 65532. The whole point of this is you can protect your savings from dollar devaluation/inflation, which is what we're currently going through, political instability in elections, which is what we're going to be going through very soon. Excited for that. And government control and digital dollar, which, as you know, fellow tinfoil hat wearing people like me, we believe that we're going to go into digital currency. They're going to put chips in us, and soon, they're going to be like, you're allowed to go to work today, but other than that, you've been very bad because you posted a meme we don't like. So now you're just stuck to 3 miles on your Tesla today, which we control. So that's exciting. Once again, you're going to get up to $15,000 of free silver. You're going to call 866-788-7085, and we can get some gold and silver going. This way, when shit hits the fan, we will be able to barter with each other, since there'll be probably about 50 of us left. And a lot of everyone that stitched my video was just like inherently really like low IQ and really racist and shitty. So I was just like, all right, have fun. It sucks though. Two of my favorite creators stitched my video and said I'm pro-genocide. I didn't know I was pro-genocide. Apparently I am, which is just, another thing to add to the list on top of all the beautiful comments. But, some of their videos we watched, I sent them. Some of the videos were actually not that bad. They were well done. They were relatively intelligent. The whole point is they missed what I said. I said, you guys are being annoying. And if you want people to come to your side, you got to not act like this. It's not good. There's a reason why the media and everyone's fucking turning on you, when I understand part of what you're doing is great, but also a lot of it's really fucking anti-American. And it's hilarious seeing white college kids apparently just fucking love Islam. I mean, that's the craziest shit I've ever seen. I'm like, but besides that, things have been, just off to a great start lately. I'm like, it's very entertaining at this point. But I have somehow through all of this, we've gained followers. I mean, granted, people are probably watching me so they can flag my videos. But I mean, at this point, what are we gonna do? But what'd you say? What'd you say the first time I came in here?
Well, it was, it wasn't so much you. It's because I sort of watched the video of the guy who was interviewing you, and it was very like hardcore right wing, and I'm like, okay, here come these two right wing white kids coming in here talking crazy, and it wasn't that. And it was refreshingly sort of middle of the line, both sides doing this and that, and I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good way to express opinions.
The problem is, like, even when I'm talking about situations that are this intense and this serious, like the whole point of the first part of the video was like, hey, you guys are annoying. Stop doing that because it doesn't bring people to your side. You want people on your side right now. You want to try to do something, make a difference. But then I ended it with a joke, which is like about Jewish people. Like, hey, they're all at work making money. And it's like the whole point in that entire video is a joke. So to blow it up to this point where you're like, she made a joke, so she's pro-genocide. It's like, do you really think, like, if you ever asked a normal person if they believe like a bunch of babies dying is like a fantastic thing, that I'd be like, oh my God, yeah, it's literally my favorite thing. I don't know. These people are so chronically online. It's so funny. I keep seeing the term brain rot. I'm like, I think it has like rotted their fucking brain to the core. And then also people like me, as soon as you're political, you're so like, it's like you're not a human anymore. You see a 15-second clip of me on Fox News and you're like, blonde, white girl, Fox News, Republican. This girl has to just be trust fund kid, racist, like blah, blah, all these things. And it's like, dude, I'm a fucking person. Like that 15-second clip is not my entire life. The funny thing is I'm like, I never even posted about this topic because I think it's inherently difficult and anything I say is going to be kind of wrong anyways. And I don't ever want to like hurt people on both sides. But at the same time, I'm like, you can talk about horrible things with a sense of humor. It doesn't mean you're pro it. And it also doesn't make you a bad person. But also sending death threats doesn't really fucking make you a good person either. So I'm not really sure. Like, you guys kind of pushed me where like, I mean, well, first of all, the TikTok is still, they are paying me on my views. So I will continue to post on there. But I'm like, it doesn't make me want to join your side. It made me a lot more supportive of my friends on the other side and more outspoken. So I'm like, once again, through being annoying, you turn someone who could have been on your team and you push them as far as possible on the other team. And I'm like, so what was the point of that? Where did all that come from? And I think the tearing down the American flag thing is fucking crazy. I mean, I see they're like blocking kids from going to class. Like, what the fuck does that innocent kid have to do with something happening on the other side of the world, which a couple months ago you couldn't point to on a fucking map? You didn't even know it existed. I'm like, come on. These people they're truly like low IQ. They're very low IQ. I'm like, you can't. I mean, watching white kids like bow down to Islam, to be fair, is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. So I'm fine with that. But I will be continuing to comment on it as long as the death threats come my way. And, you know, they're doing the same thing. It's like, we're just going to bully everyone into silencing them. It's like, no, you guys have an opinion. And I might not agree. You're allowed to have that opinion. The problem is in the video that the Denisha girl stitched, where first of all, she's just being a fucking bitch in the video. Let's get that out of the way. She was just being a fucking salty ass bitch. And she's like, who are you? And I'm like, bitch, I have tons of fucking followers and get many views. I'm like, you're irrelevant on one app. That's TikTok, which I fucking hope they shut down. And I frankly don't care because it's filled with psychopaths. The pro-Palestine people are actually worse than the BLM people were, which I didn't even know that was possible. I'm frankly very over it.
Who are you? You say that you're tired of the conversation as if anyone knows who you are or cares if you're tired. As if your interest in something holds any value or dictates something else's value. Who's coming to you for a take? You said a lot of very foolish things in your video and incorrectly represented what students protesting for Palestine are actually protesting for, which tells me, along with many other facets of your behavior, that you're not well versed on anything pertaining to Israel or Palestine. You mock students for saying things are so bad in America from the college campuses their parents pay for, except that's not what they're saying. They're saying that colleges should not be in the arms trade, amongst many other things. But the real thing I want to draw attention to, the real thing that frustrates and disappoints me about your video, especially because your name is Emily Saves America, LOL, is the blatant disregard for the violation of American rights and the American Constitution. Because let me tell you something, the second American rights are being undermined, impeded, or violated, especially on American soil, things stop being a cause issue and start being an American issue. And quite frankly, I'm tired of watching Americans who claim to care about true Americanism disregard when American rights are being violated simply because they don't like whose American rights are being violated. I am tired of watching American politicians who build their entire campaigns and political identities around true American values move to violate Americans' constitutional rights the second they have power. American students on American soil have the God-given American right to protest. They have the God-given American right to assemble, whether you like it or not.
And she's just like, you're clearly missing the point of everything. It's like, no, I never once said these people are not allowed to protest. I said you're not allowed to vandalize property. You're not allowed to assault people. You're not allowed to rip a flag down. You're not allowed to spray paint. You should be in coffee shops screaming at celebrities who are idiots anyways. I go, no, I'm fully defending your right to protest. I'm like, once again, you're taking the video, you're skewing it so you can have your own opinion and you can go viral for like shitting on me so you can be on the right side of history. So I'm like, I'm frankly, you know, she's the only one I've watched because I had to unfollow her because I was like, well, you're just a little bit of a petty bitch if you ask me. Yeah, then also we're seeing the UCLA campuses and they're just destroyed right now. It looks so bad.
Did they cancel their graduations?
I think they did. And I saw girls online and, you know, they're treading very lightly because these girls are scared. And yeah, it looks like they canceled it. And I'm just like, you know what's so funny too is like all these people, I'm like, dude, you guys were the same people that like you saw the video of the girl that's like, did we demand that? Someone said they're refusing to drink tap water, but you saw the video of the girl that like made the speech because she's like an idiot. And she's just like, what was she saying? She was like, we need humanitarian aid. And like everyone's like, what do you mean? You act like you're like in a war-torn country. You're literally at your own college, 15 feet from your dorm room, and you're like literally camped on your iPhone. That's what I'm saying. It sucks because like, dude, what's happening is horrible, but these people are making it to the point where it's so fucking funny. Because I feel like this is literally idiocracy. Like, I feel like all these interviews are an SNL skit. And then there was the one girl, and they're like, what are you protesting? And she was like, something about Israel. And they were like, she was like, what about it? She was like, well, I don't know exactly. And you're just like, you're like, you guys cannot be real. This is interesting too. 2016, left-wing protests, anti-Trump. We all remember that. 2017, nothing. 2018, nothing. 2019, nothing. 2020, left-wing riots against police brutality, BLM. 21, 22, 23, nothing. 2024, left-wing riots against Israel. I go, so there is a pattern there. And I mean, I do think this is for the election. The crazy thing, though, is they don't like Joe Biden. So I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I think Trump is like just clearly going to win. And I mean, for the sake of like Joe Biden literally needs to be like in a nursing home at this point. Like, he's not well. I feel like he's propped up on so many meds. It's like insane and sad. So I'm like, he shouldn't be. I'm like, hey, you guys should have put someone that could run against Trump. But unfortunately, he's just becoming more and more popular. More people are liking him. And a lot of people are starting to realize that maybe having like an anti-war president, ironically, he talks a lot of shit, but he didn't bring us into war. And kind of everything they said, he was going to do, Joe Biden's already done. But I don't know I think I heard on TikTok that none of the kids can graduate because they can't. And I know that they were having speakers, people coming in and talking to them. And I know that these people were protesting and screaming over the speakers to the point they were just like, you could tell they just were like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? They're like, God, fuck these fucking kids. I'm so glad I didn't go to college. I think if I did, I'd be fucking out of my mind. I mean, like, I don't even understand what these kids are learning. Every time you see them talk, I'm like, how did you, first of all, how'd you send your best up there? And your best is the dumbest fucking person I've ever heard talk in my life. I mean, they go to do interviews. They can't answer questions. They don't even know why they're there or what they're doing. And then and now they need humanitarian aid. So they need like fucking veggie grill delivered to the campus. And they claim they're stopping the Postmates and Grubhub orders from coming in, which is anti-human, apparently. Meanwhile, they're like saying, fuck the police. And these are still the people that want to defund the police. It's very weird. I mean, I basically, the video, I said they're worse than the BLM people because they are, which is like the same group of fucking the white kids that are like, if you say anything that goes against this, we're going to come after you. We're going to take your business. We're going to do everything we can. For some reason, I don't know. I don't think people are like losing jobs right now if they're pro-Israel or Palestine. Are they? I don't think that's happening right now. I think everything's just very like shit show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like before with BLM, it was so black and white. It's like, if you're against BLM and you are not supportive, you are racist and you should be fired. You shouldn't be able to work, like all these things. I think it was very like clear, where I feel like this is very weird because BLM was like an American issue. I feel like this isn't even a fucking American issue. And they're like, oh, it's a genocide. It's a humanitarian issue. And I'm like, yeah, but like at the end of the day, like what the fuck is the death threats to me? What are you going to like stop a war overseas? I don't understand. And it's weird. Every person they interview too, they completely forget about October 6th, 7th or whatever happened. They just completely disregard that. Like nothing happened to potentially trigger this or make something happen. But it's kind of crazy because I'm like, I don't know. I think if you're like taking down American flags and you're chanting death to America and you're like blocking, I think like that's a lot worse. And I told them, I made a post. I said, look, for 4 years, because I went to a rally like an idiot and I had a MAGA hat on and I said I'm pro-Trump, I literally lost my job, was fired from jobs. I had death threats. I had hate mail. I've been attacked on the street. I've been assaulted. I've been doxxed online. My address, my phone number, all that shit was released. I couldn't find a job in the specialty I was working in for 4 years. For 4 years, I could not work. I assumed, great, I'm going to have to leave the state. I'm going to have to leave California. I don't know how I'm going to survive. And I'm like, so guess what? Guess what, guys? When you do your little protests and you do all this shit and it comes back to you, guess what? You might not be able to fucking work. You might lose your job. But guess what? That's freedom of speech. It's not completely free. It has a cost, but I'm like, the same shit happened to Trump supporters, Christians over the past 4 years. I'm like, y'all were completely silent. So I'm like, yes, what you're doing has consequences. So something might happen now. If you're going to go chant death to America, you might lose your job at, Kinko's or Burger King or wherever you currently work. And unfortunately, there's consequences to all these things, and you're just going to experience what the rest of us have experienced for 4 years. And I will say, it is a little refreshing to have some people who were left-leaning kind of waking up now and be like, oh, this shit's really not good. These people are kind of nuts. These people are kind of anti-American. And I'm like, yeah, well, we've been saying that for 4 fucking years, and we were called, everything in the book. Do something that benefits you. I can assure you, I think activism at this point, it really is. Someone tweeted it's for like very, very, very annoying, ugly people, and I'm like, it truly is. I'm like, go do something that matters. I'm like, go become a doctor or a scientist or a lawyer. Why don't you go be a lawyer and go do human rights things? But I'm like, this is not doing anything. And you've pushed people like me who really were in the middle this entire time to a very far extreme side, just because I'm like, why would I want to be kind and accepting to people who want nothing more than me to die and who don't like America? And when people are like, you're not America first, I am. I believe in supporting and helping Israel, but I'm America first. I don't believe a fucking dollar to Ukraine, and I don't believe any of the other shit going on, which is obviously just a huge money laundering scheme, and we all fucking know that. Why is Hunter Biden over there? He has no involvement, he has no education, he has no specialty on any of these things. So I'm like, continue all the threats. Gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep posting, and you guys are shooting my videos to the top of the algorithm, which I told you I'm getting paid on. So fucking continue all you want.